How can you achieve better results, more compliance, and use less energy to achieve high performance in HSE? Telling others how to do it will not bring you there. Welcome to Managing HSE with the proRIS safetyBITS. Today, with using a coaching approach. My name is Chris Spalik and I provide excellence for HSE professionals globally with consulting, coaching and training, in person or virtual. Every week I'll provide you here a new safety bit on HSE, so subscribe and get the latest updates to support your HSE work. A coaching approach will give you results which will significantly exceed the ones from classical management, and here is why. Two situations. First, you observe potential unsafe behavior and want the employee to change to a safer approach. Second, you want to have a team around you which is strong and is driving your HSE agenda and vision. Often managers tell their people what to do. While this approach seems reasonable at first, it has some significant flaws. For example, the addressed people don't own the action, which means if something goes wrong, they will easily blame their manager who gave the order. The execution on the other side will only be as effective as to the level the manager knows or has experienced by himself. Imagine the manager's playing field like a rectangular area. While he is setting the boundaries to the subordinates or co-workers, this process can at maximum cover this territory defined by the manager. Usually it is even smaller, because everybody is playing safe and avoids getting to the limits of the defined territory. One level down the hierarchy, this area shrinks even more, until you have at the shop floor a significant lack of creativity and no ownership for the process anymore. Blaming and low performance characterize these environments. To get out of this dilemma and to create powerful teams and high-performing organizations, a coaching approach can support extraordinary results. This approach has three ingredients. First, questions. Second, options. And third, actions. Let's start with questions. They will lead into the options. In our two situations, this could work as follows. The worker with potential unsafe behavior is an expert in his field, that's for certain. He definitely knows more about the job than his boss, because he is doing this job every day. The manager should acknowledge this and ask questions which allow the employee to come up with his own perspective and his own solutions. A question like, what other ways to conduct this task more safely are possible, is more powerful than asking, why do you behave unsafe? You need to wear safety glasses here. The first one is respectful and allows a creative process to come up. And you might come up with a new solution, what will not happen in the second approach. Using the first approach does not mean that you allow an unsafe behavior or that you are okay with breaking a rule. A respectful question just provides an environment where new solutions can be created. It might be an idea comes up which changes the existing process, which would eliminate the need to use safety glasses at all. And who wouldn't like to have this? In a team environment, the same rules apply. Great leaders listen, especially to other viewpoints and other ideas, and then work on the best options. Your team throughout the hierarchy has tremendous ideas, knowledge and potential. And to tap into it, you need to provide the space to do so. You might want to ask for different, even seemingly impossible ideas and approaches, and then let your team figure out how to get there in the best way. Both approaches require to hand over responsibility to the other party and to trust them to achieve the results they commit to. As a leader, you then can provide support if needed. And because you gave the responsibility away, your workload is reducing. Additionally, you don't need to monitor the progress as closely because you don't own it anymore. The way to get there is to a huge extent the ability to listen and to ask powerful questions. Closed questions, which only allow for a yes or a no, are narrowing the discussion, while open questions like what or how provide more space and allow more options to be created. Use why questions very carefully or avoid them altogether, as they can push the other party into a very defensive situation. Asking, why did you do this? Or even, why are you not following the rules? Cannot create an open discussion. Also beware of the word but. It contrasts, even rejects the previous statement. An acknowledgement becomes worthless if followed by a but. You did a great job, but you need to improve is one example. The great job does not exist anymore. So replace the but with an and, which will work in most occasions. You did a great job and you need to improve acknowledges the work performed and indicates that further growth is possible and needed. The powerful questions now lead to options, like what are other ways to conduct this task more safely? What are other programs we can initiate to create awareness for this topic? How would you tackle this issue if money or time wasn't a limiting factor? From these options, you can now select the most effective ones and turn them into actions. And not changing something is also an option. In a coaching approach, the person you talk to owns the action and needs to take corresponding steps. Otherwise, you might end up with more tasks on your own shoulder than before. Obviously, this approach needs also empowerment of the team members, as they need to be able to conduct the task effectively. Depending on the situation, you might want to follow up with them. As a leader, you can create the environment for your team and co-workers to develop further and to improve beyond the original boundaries. In contrast to the coaching approach for single conversation, a coaching program for an individual usually runs over a 3 to 6 month period and often tackles topics like individual improvement, strategy development, or dealing with change. The toolset and the depth of the discussions are deeper and the individual improvement steps are usually bigger. To find out how you or your organization can benefit from it, please send me a short message and we can chat over it. So let's summarize the coaching approach for HSE. First, it creates additional options and allows the organization to learn and grow. It creates an open discussion environment. You will use powerful questions. You create options. You will choose the best one and define the first steps towards it. After that, you provide support as needed. So, what are your thoughts? What are your questions? What are your ideas? Please comment, subscribe, send me a message, or just give me a call. More on proRIS.com/HSECT. Thanks for watching. Stay safe.